In this series of Trust Me, I've been investigating some of the most controversial health questions that have made the headlines in the decades that I've been a health journalist. To get to the bottom of them, I've lined up a series of experts with opposing views. This time, we're looking at genetic testing. There are plenty of DNA tests out there which look into your genes and then offer you advice on what you should eat and how you should exercise, as well as telling you about your risks of developing things like cancer or Alzheimer's. But how reliable and useful are they? It's widely agreed there are two important limitations to any form of genetic testing. First, most genetic conditions are not caused by changes in a single gene, but by several in combination. Secondly, the environment also has a huge influence on their effect. Given these constraints, are the testing kits consumers can buy really able to tell you anything useful? Craig Pickering is a sports scientist at one of the UK's biggest companies that sells home testing kits online, costing £100 to £250. He believes they can be a powerful tool for improving health. I've tried one that claims it can tell me all sorts of interesting things, like whether I'm lactose intolerant. I have the results of my DNA test here. So this says that I'm lactose tolerant. How confident are you in this result?
So when we're talking about lactose intolerance, it's just one gene that we're looking at. So really, we're very, very confident, 100% confident that that version of that gene tells you whether you can or can't digest lactose.
That is a single gene change, if you like, which you can detect. But for most of this stuff, it isn't like that. It's much more complicated.
We're certainly very confident in the impact that we say it has, but the context for the person will differ from situation to situation. Why should I believe what's written down here? Every gene that we test for, we put that through a really rigorous scientific process. So we look at all the research on it. It has to have a minimum of 3 studies done on it in humans with a clear consensus of its effect, done on large numbers of people. So we can be as sure and as confident as we possibly can be that that gene has the effect that we say it does.
Don't you think it should be done in proper professional hands, your GP, for example?
Yeah, I would agree. I would love the NHS to offer genetic testing to everybody to give them the ability to make lifestyle changes which will improve their overall health, which then will have a knock-on effect of reducing the burden on the National Health Service because people will be much healthier.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next, I'm meeting Professor Francis Flynn.